everyone. This recording is in case we are not able to have synchronous chat tomorrow or today in order to go over what you need to do for class and just do a quick review of some content for you guys. So the check-in, today you'll be doing a pair deck on your own. This is a student-paced pair deck. So you'll be going through the slides on your own and either writing something in the text box or doing a multiple choice question in order for me to sort of figure out what you guys know, what you might be missing, but also to give you guys attendance for participating in today's chat. So, what is one thing you learned this year in U.S. history? If you guys could write that in the pair deck, I would really appreciate it. We're going to go over what's due this week. I'm going to talk about some grading protocols, and then we'll talk about judicial activism. So let's get started. So due this week, we're going to be looking at judicial activism. You're going to be completing a worksheet while you navigate the Google site. So you see there, you've got the Google site right there, and these links, of course, will all be in Google Classroom. And you're going to pick one court case for each of one for equal rights, one for rule of law, one to right to privacy, and you're going to summarize the case you choose, and then you're going to look for a more modern day Supreme Court case in regards to it, and you'll be looking at how judicial activism might have shaped American identity. So it shouldn't take you too long to complete the worksheet, and that goes along with today's pair deck. So that is your homework for this week. In order to continue to incentivize you to do the homework for this week, grades, your final grade for the year will be whichever is higher, either the average of the first, second, and third quarter, or the first semester grade. Depending on your work completed in fourth quarter, teachers have the discretion to bump your grade up to a third of a letter grade, for example, from a B to a B+. Insist we won't be posting any points or letter grades. We will only be posting either proficient, attempted, or did not attempt. Okay? And so in order to get your grade boosted up, you either need to complete most assignments at a proficient level or all assignments at a proficient level. Now, proficient means that you have to get an A or a B on it. Okay, if you get a C, D, or if you don't complete or an F on the assignment, you would get an attempted, which meant you tried, but you didn't fully succeed. And then, of course, you could end up with a did not attempt if you don't actually try anything. Okay, so in Google Classroom, I'm grading them out of 10 points each assignment. So if you get a 10 out of 10, then you got proficient. If you get a 7 out of 10, then you probably got an attempted, because that's a C, and so that should help you sort of figure out where you're scoring in terms of the assignments. So to give you a final grade breakdown, if you scenario 1 and 2 is pretty much the same grades for first and second quarter and first, second, and third quarter. So first and second quarter, you would get a C minus. Third quarter, you get a B minus. So you currently would stand at a C with your first semester grade being a C minus. If you do little to no work, your grade stays a C. But if you keep up with everything on time, your grade could go up to a C plus. Scenario 3 and 4 is where once again, first, second, and third quarter grades are the same between scenario 3 and 4, but your semester grade ends up being higher than where you currently stand based on the third quarter grade. So let's say for first and second quarter, you got a B minus, and then you hit the third quarter slump. Maybe you forgot to turn in a few things. Maybe your test grades weren't as high as you normally prefer, which meant that your semester grade was a B minus, but your average right now is a C plus. If you keep up with everything on time, your grade actually goes up to a B. So not from the C plus to a B minus, but rather taking that semester grade and bumping it up. If you don't do anything, you stay at that B minus, that semester high. So it really is in your best interest to continue to turn in work and continue to participate in class activities because those grades can only help you improve your grade overall for the year. So, judicial activism. The remainder of this is doing a pair deck in order for you to respond on some questions about judicial activism to get yourself focused in order to complete the assignment. To review, you're going to look at a couple of Supreme Court questions. What established the Supreme Court? What was the role or purpose of the Supreme Court? Who appoints the justices? Who has to approve them? How many justices are on the court today? I'm going to go through those answers. Then you've got a quick multiple choice. Which Supreme Court case established the concept of judicial review? Which said that state governments could not tax federal institutions? And which established the concept of separate but equal? These are all important court cases leading up to World War II. Okay? Categories for the cases, you've got rule of law, Marbury versus Madison, Gibbons versus Ogden, McCulloch versus Maryland, and Worcester versus Georgia, which of course dealt with whether or not laws were constitutional. And then you've got some equal rights court cases there, Dred Scott versus Sanford and Plessy versus Ferguson. So once you do that, you're then going to go onto the Google site where you'll be able to navigate the website to study contemporary Supreme Court decisions and complete your assignment. As always, email me with any questions. Hopefully you all turned in your assignment from last week on America Global Presence. And remember, any missing work from third quarter, you have until Friday to turn it in. Please try to make sure that third quarter grade is as high as possible. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I hope that this recording is for naught and that you are able to attend chat with me and we're able to talk to each other. But just in case, this recording's there and I will be in contact with you guys. Have a wonderful week.